Good evening, everyone, and welcome to TF Live, the top destination for your coverage of the Australian Prem scene. I am yauch. With me tonight is Sage, aka Gramps, on analysis, Wiethoofd on production, and we are going to be watching the Mad Men, aka the North American team named Thieves, against Nature Walk. This has got some pretty big finals implication, Gramps. What do you think about this match tonight?
I think it's an interesting matchup. I think Mad Men and Nature Walk have shown that they are really strong teams. Nature Walk especially have shown that they have a lot of strength on Gullywash. And I believe, well, honestly, anything Nature Walk can get in this match helps them later in the season. They're just trying to break into playoffs, as they do have to see what damaging another team facing off against Xeno next week, or this week rather, are going to accomplish. So it's basically Nature Walk against Mad Men, and they're just trying to see what they can get done. Anything helps, and I think it could be interesting.
Yep, as we do have 12 in the service, we'll be going live here soon, but you're exactly right with the finals implications of this match. Mad Men guaranteed their final spot. They'll be finishing somewhere in the second or third region. There are 3 teams currently vying for 4th at the moment, and Nature Walk is one of them who we're seeing here tonight. The other 2 teams being Victory or Riot and Damage Incorporated. Damage Incorporated going to need to take some maps off your boys' Phobia tomorrow if they're going to be a chance, and Victory or Riot have got a tall order if they want to be in contention for finals, having to topple the mighty no safe word on both maps. So you'd probably say going into this that Nature Walk are the favourites to make finals for that 4th place position, but it's a close run thing, and anything, like you said, that they can get done here tonight will help them. This is also a different looking Mad Men roster to the one we saw last week, so as we do have players in the server, do you want to give me the Mad Men roster?
Sure. Mad Men, I believe, are running Hertz on demo, who's come back from his suspension. A Lock on Medic. I believe they're using Bene on Scout.
Benjamin, yep.
Ohio on Scout. Very strong scouts, actually. Ohio especially. Nat on Roma. And who's the Pocket? Because the
Pocket is...
and Varner. Yeah. And Varner on Pocket, who is actually coming from Victory or Riot's roster.
From new acquisition this week. Exactly right. Yeah, Benjamin coming from his intermediate team with friends as well. He played on Intoxicated, which was the team that Hertz was on last season, came 3rd in Prem. Very, very strong up-and-coming scout. He's in to replace the other Ben, actually, New Zealand Ben. So that's what's in a name? Nothing much, really. As on the side of Nature Walk, we have got Prem Badmin Obla on Medic. We have got Quid and Down on Scouts. Quid currently tagged up as Bulldozer, and I'm sure Obla will be yelling at him about that. Pause is roaming for Nature Walk, Dubious is Pocket, and Deft is Demo. And we're getting teams sorted here, so we're on Gullywash first of all. Badlands will be the second map. Gramps, what do you think will be the X factor for both teams here on Gullywash?
Well, Nature Walk have shown their strength on Gullywash, and I really think this is going to be a lot of off-classes from Quid, especially, who's a very strong off-classer. I think that's something that will definitely make a lot of plays for Nature Walk. I do believe that they're going to struggle on Badlands, as the overall aggression of Mad Men usually topples other teams, and especially on Badlands it's going to be very prevalent. But I'd say that Gullywash, watching off-classes from Nature Walk is going to be the thing to watch.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I also think it's worth watching the demo matchup as well. Hertz, now the demo man for Mad Men, of course. He's played just about every class under the sun for this team this season, but this is the roster that they've arrived on finally, and he's matching up against Ad4king Deft, who, between all of his NGE ults, will destroy you and then ask you if you've got any tips on Badlands mid on Conquer MGE. So he's a very, very strong demo man. Termo-esque, just hits pretty much everything. Maybe not quite as good as Termo, but he's getting close. He wants to be. So that'll be an interesting demo matchup. Hertz definitely the lifeblood of Mad Men. He calls a lot for them. He works on a lot of their strats, and how he and Varna will be a strong combo to contend with. But I reckon Deft is, especially on such a demo favored map, I think it's safe to say that Deft is going to be putting up some big numbers here. What do you?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we're still waiting on them there.
That's a good Alpha's observation, actually. I think Hurt's the only class he hasn't played for Madman this season is Medic so far.
Yeah, and they've
I'm correct.
Yeah, better part of like 2 or 3 medics as well already this season, I think. So it's a bit of a mess between Doge, Lock, and I'm sure they've had another one. I'm not quite sure. Even though that sentence didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so we got like you said, I reckon that there could be a little bit of a struggle coming out from Nature Walk. I think the only thing they've really got going for them is that they are sort of Nature Walk have played together with this lineup all season. Unfortunately, they haven't used the Bulldozer, who would hard carry them in any given situation, in any given fight. They thought that they'd give Madmen a fighting chance and put the Bulldozer on the bench for this match, unfortunately, but yeah.
Bulldozer sat on the bench all alone.
Come out. I've spoken to Hertz about it, and he's determined. He wants to do well this season. I think their team hasn't done as well in the regular standings as they'd like, so they really want to bring it come finals time, which are next week. We will be covering all the finals matches here on CF Live for the Prem Division. But yeah, so Varna coming back to the team and Benjamin, the new acquisition. I'm going to be interested to see if Benjamin can shake off some of that rust, actually, especially up against Down and Quit, who are no slouches on Scout. What do you think about that, Grabs?
That's very true. I haven't seen Benjay play since Intoxicated, but he was a very strong player, I remember. It will be interesting to see if he can fill the shoes of Ben, who played last week, as we do have already up.
Yeah, and Quid's trolling us in chat. I hate you, Quid. I hope your recorder gets stuck down your throat. I'm going to take us to the first mid. I need to go into third person and remember how to cast. I'm not quite with it today, but we're going to be seeing both Demomen Deft actually going his big door, meeting Hertz, who's gone choke. They're going to be exchanging some damage. Deft got slightly the better end of this exchange. It looks like Nature Walk are going to be taking the side of Madmen here. Dubious just gets denied so hard, sent back to the ground and said goodbye to by Benjamin. Benjamin is going to get traded out, but Down was on so little health on the ground. Nat is going to just be pushing across the bottom of the point, and Madmen just really, really strong on that mid, just able to defend their own side from that sort of lackluster aggression from Nature Walk. What did you see, Grams?
The flank pushed up from Nature Walk and pretty much obliterated Madmen, and then with the play advantage, Madmen practically just crushed Nature Walk's remaining players. It was pretty quick, but if they could have, they probably should have gotten out as soon as they lost those players. They would just get stuck in elbow and spammed out by soldiers and ended up getting bombed by Nat, which destroyed them.
Yeah, they were down to very low health very early. Full disad for Obla on the side of Nature Walk here. See where Madmen want to take this push. They have got a sniper of Quid and a heavy of Down to defend it. They're going to take the Uber in through Shutter Door. Quid actually domes Varna, so that's a pocket down for this push. And Deft is playing in the water area. No other frags have been found with it. No frags at all have been found with this Uber, actually. And Ohai is going to go down. Benjamin trading out for Dubious. Good surf there by Locke to be able to get out main, recognizing that wasn't exactly a great push, but he's going to be able to squeak out on just a slither of HP, getting out to second. Varna is going to be trying to meet up with him in Big Door, and indeed they do. They're sort of caught here. Locke is going to need to scurry out. They're not quite going to get caught by the spam of Deft, but this will be a second retake here for what's this team? My god, I'm so bad at the team names today. Nature Walk will be retaking second and pushing mid with a full Uber advantage. Quickly, Grams, before they push, what went wrong on that last?
They pushed in pretty awkwardly and didn't take enough ground with the Ubers, and then post they just got cleaned up. Pretty simple. Yeah, also, they let Locke get out on Nature Walk's side, which is pretty bad. I would have believed that Locke was practically caught in, but managed to get out through Big Door with Varna.
Yeah, they have popped in Uber here, onto mid. Even trade with this Uber, Locke will be up in his in about 5 seconds on the 95%. Dubious, they did get Ben with the Uber, and that's good awareness by Madmen to know to get out with that Uber disadvantage. They're going to be pushing under with the advantage that they've got themselves. Quid actually gets onto Locke and forces him. Yeah, that's a really good force by Quid, and Quid's not taking a lick of damage. He's just dicking around at the drop down, for lack of a better word, sort of distracting behind. No frags with that Uber. They got caught out, really, trying to go under there, did Madman, and Quid is caught behind, though, so we're going to see if he thought about dabbling in a back cap, but they are essentially a player down for this second hold, Nature Walk, but they do have a big Uber advantage again, as we're just going to be seeing the third in this tail of flip-flopping Ubers on mid. They're going to be taking it through choke again. Dubious leading it in. He's going to get a fair bit of damage off onto Varna, but Down is going to be the one who cleans up the frag. Quid coming in from the flank to clean up Varna. Nat down, so no soldiers on the side of Madmen. Deft is going to be sort of securing up this choke, and it looks like Madmen are going to be holding from the top here as Nature Walker getting into second. Deft jumping forward really aggressively, just one scout capping for Nature Walk. Deft is actually going to get a lot of damage there out onto Hertz. Hertz does end up trading for Quid though, so that's, considering his circumstances, that's pretty good. But this looks like a really convincing, nice second push off the back of that mid, those two picks on mid by Nature Walk. Really nice push.
That was really good from Nature Walk. They got in. The Uber hasn't equalized as Lock does have 50% advantage, but with the players down, I'm not sure they'll be able to use it. They are breaking into lobby though, so I think they are going to be moving in now.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but there's, a bit of a forward hold coming out here by Madmen. Madmen are actually taking this Uber in through top, leading on Varna and who was one of the scouts.
Oh, and he gets picked up a Quid on Sniper.
Yep, Quid on the Sniper. You called it with the yauch classing in the pre-game, so that'll probably... Yeah, that means 100% that Obla's going to be up on his Uber now. They've still got forward stickies here, does Hurts, so they weren't really able to do anything with that Uber advantage. It's a really tricky push to make, pushing off Gullywash last with nothing but Uber advantage, no picks or anything, so we're just going to be seeing a stalemate here. I don't know if the forward hold is really achieving anything. Like, for Madmen here, as Wiethoofd pause jump through river, he's sort of behind. I think he's just trying to draw eyes, and that will probably cue Madmen to back up. No, but Varna trades with pause. Yep, so that's
a bait.
Yep, a soldier for a soldier, a bit of a sack there, but that definitely means that Nature Walk have got full entrance into this lobby now, and they're pushing up through river. Nat getting very, very aggressive, but he's probably going to get caught out by Down underneath.
Down, they might be pushing this in.
Yeah, Down very hurt, but well done to pick that up. They do have a sniper on the side of Madmen. Oh, they did for a second. He's switched off now. I'm being trolled by dots, but yeah, it's just sort of reworked into a stalemate here, but Ohai's going to find an overly aggressive Quid in river. Yeah, so they're going to be taking the trade here, Gramps, in the lobby by the looks of things.
Yeah, Quid on Sniper, they really hampered the push for Nature Walk, and they do get this force out of the lobby under Nature Walk, so this is really unfortunate. I don't even know if they'll be able to get the super out. They do trade the super, as Oppla's just backing out, and terrible health for Nature Walk.
Yeah,
it's completely Batman's side.
Sorry to interrupt you there. I'm rusty on the old cast, but Deft did actually manage to get the force out with his mind powers staring at the pocket of Madmen, but I think there might have been a few stickies there as well. Second retake, much better pop, like you said, from Madmen, so they're going to be able to retake it on second. Opla's not going to have an Uber advantage at all. I don't know why I even brought that up. It's exactly dead even on the Ubers, but there's still a player down on the side of Nature Walk, and it looks like Madmen want to push in through the choke here. Nat going to double bomb in, get some really nice aggression, open up for his team, but Down just says no, good night, sir. Down up very hurt, but has actually managed to get Ohai down very, very low as well under the point. Varna's going to go down, and Hertz is going to get crushed here as well. There's such poor health on the scouts, on the flank classes, especially from Nature Walk, but they're just able to really bait forward the aggression and by Madmen and just pick off their players one by one. I think they were a little bit too casual with that push in. They're expecting Nature Walk to give them the ground, and they just caught out all those players.
Yeah, Dubious is actually running the shotgun, which is of mention, as the aggression from the scouts on Madmen is usually really high. I think it's stunting that quite a bit, as the scouts don't seem to be walking all over Nature Walk.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Dubious is known for running shotgun. He has run shotgun in, I would dare say, every match that he's played this season, so that's interesting that they're not aware of that on the side of Madmen. I know Hertz is normally very aware of these sorts of things, so we're going to be seeing a couple of aggressive players here in River. Actually, it looks like an aggressive forward hold from Madmen. Again, just, I'm not really sure to what end. I don't know what they want to achieve with this, but they are managing to spam out Nature Walk through top here. Down's down very low. Deft is actually getting low in lobby by Ohai. Yeah, just manages to squeak out there, but we're going to see it even if it's stalemate. Quid's just having a peek around in the lobby. They're sort of just feeling each other out here, copying a bit of a feel, as it were. Dubious is going to go down, extends into Hertz there, and Hertz just puts the sticks on the ground and detonates them. Hard classes does a very similar thing, but doesn't quite die. Yeah, really good denial of that shutter door by Deft trying to, when Madmen trying to push out. It'll probably just be a reset here. Yeah, Dubious spawns up. Be surprised if we saw him off class, honestly. It's just a bit of a stalemate.
I would have expected of this game so far.
What was that?
A lot slower of a game than I would have expected so far.
a lot closer as well. I think, like, speaking to some of Nature Walk during the week, I think they were sort of, oh yeah, we're going to bank on the other teams losing rather than us winning to get us into finals. But sorry, they're going to trade out and trade Ubers in River. This is a really aggressive hold, and I think
it's going better for Nature. This is not going very well with Nature Walk because Obla's getting called out and really low health on scouts post Uber. As Obla does go down, Death's in a bad position as well. They are just backing out Choke here and giving this to Madman. Pause is in big door. We'll see if he does anything with this.
Pause look like he's just going to spam a rocket and then jump on back onto mid. But that was a really good trade there by Madman. How did Obla get caught? I didn't quite see that. He looks like he had free passage to go, but he got body blocked.
Yeah, he got bounced and just couldn't get out in time while they just chased him out.
So excellent Uber management by Vana, I think we can say then. Yes, they're going to push into mid, Madmen. They've got a 30% Uber advantage as well. Even players, pretty poor health on the side of Nature Walk, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see them take a more defensive position on this second, as it looks like they're going to be backing up into lobby, maybe rotating top, or they're just holding lobby, wanting to get the hell out as soon as they can, knowing they have that Uber advantage.
They seem to notice this though, because they're just holding Choke, and no one's at Choke to stop them.
Yeah, they're very tentative, aren't they? They're wanting to win this.
Surely they'll notice there's no spam.
I think so. There we go. Vana jumps through, just in case, but yeah, this should be an even entry. Oh, that said, no, Quid is actually up on the sniper and Domes hurts. That's a huge pick. Obla's...
Look at the health on Madman, it's so bad.
Yep, and Locke gets forced to choke by Pause. That's dubious and Pause down, but they get the force out. Obla's going to be up on his Uber now. Quid's still on the sniper, but I imagine we'll be seeing him push up. Down goes down. That's actually really bad. Now, it was okay with the two soldier picks, and Quid goes down. This is just like Deft and Obla versus the world. I dare say this is how Deft likes it. He's got an Uber, he's got all the heals, and he's gonna just go shoot everything. Yeah. Uber's popped out on last here, but yeah, in the end, that ends up being a pretty cheap force for Madman. They didn't really need to sacrifice a lot for that. Vana is in the water area, and he's probably going to get caught out. Ohai gets caught in the spam of nade as well, as you said. Deft goes down as well, though. There's some interesting frag trading out there. Well done by Benjamin to get that demo pick. I don't think with the three players down there we'll see Madman do anything off this, but Obla goes down to a Hertz trap. That's huge. This is going to be a massive Uber advantage now for Madman, and I think they're probably going to try and force a fight on second Nature Walk here, knowing they can't defend last.
Yeah, sure.
He's got a lot of cap time as well, as Nat does find dubious, but that's actually huge by Quid. He just stood on the point for such a long time. I don't know if
it's delaying this. They'll have heals, but this full override isn't going to go anywhere.
That's a good
probably
point,
going to push this through shutter. Oh no, they're going lower. They're pushing up with soldiers straight in. They've moved straight away. It's right on the medic. And
Obla should die.
But does get played up pretty late. Demo goes down, and this should go Madman's way. 3 up and poor health on the chalk side.
Yeah. The back hat from Quid wasn't quite enough, as that's a very, very clinical push using the full Uber ad there from Madman, as they are going to go up 1 mil on this Gullywash.
10 minutes for a round rather. That was actually quite good from Nature Walk.
Yeah, Nature Walk probably we maybe didn't quite say it in the pregame, but we're not super filled with confidence by them, as we're going to see Deft go choke this time as opposed to Big Door last min. Both demos taking their own side, both teams taking their own side. Pause is looking like he's going to waddle underneath, thinking about going drop down, but not quite, as Locke is going to jump. Locke is actually going to go down to Pause. That's huge. What happened there? No, down rather, as so that's medic down for Madman, and they're going to have to see some aggression getting onto Obla here if they want to equalise the super situation. Benjamin's on Obla. Deft needs to hit some shots here in order to save his medic, but Nad is going to come up, drop down, and clean up the last 2 frags. How did Locke going down very early in that fight, though? Was that just a flanking scout? As we see alright, flanking scout getting Locke, as Wiethoofd tells the unaware caster, which is me. Dubious is above choke. He's going to get Benjamin, and he's going to get bounced out there. He's probably going to live there. That's just really going to delay Madmen. Not much happening. You see anything I didn't see on mid, perhaps?
To be honest, the mid was actually a bit scrappy from Nature Walk. As soon as Locke went down, they should just
Locke goes down again, though. Sorry to cut you off. To Dubious. Dubious just bombing that choke again, the same way he killed Benjamin. That's a really nice drop down. Excellent, excellent timing there. Hertz is going to get caught by Deft at the choke.
It's whiffing his shots. And Ohai gets Obla.
That's a very annoying alias, isn't it? That one from Ohai.
Yeah, really, it's messing with me, I'll be honest. And
Vana trades for Pause, a choke.
They look like they want to push this through, but it's going to be a bit worrisome.
Nat's actually on the ground, and he's going to jump up and get Deft. Yeah, Quid's still on the sniper. I don't know if that's really... that's probably more of a hindrance to his team at this point, but Nat's going to...
this sniping has been hindering them more than it's been helping, I'd dare to say.
Yeah, especially on what should have been a pretty free mid had they had a scout, I would imagine. But it looks like off the Deft pick, Madmen are going to be pushing in through big door, but Hertz is overextended a little bit there, not quite with his team, and he's going to get taken down by down. Oh my god, that alias is going to mess with me, but there's lots of frags being traded out here. Nature Walker definitely getting the better of this. Benjamin's caught on second. He's taking a jolt with the scout. He's got some really nice aim there, but he probably will get caught. He's just wasting as much time as is humanly possible. Yep, walks into the prediction pipe at Deft. Yep, back of their own mid are Madmen, taking some defensive positioning. Obla's actually managed to engineer himself a 20% Uber advantage as well, so they're coming in here. Varna's trying to get aggressive. Pause goes down to Ohai. Varna's probably going to get out here through big door as well, so that's a pretty good situation here. Nice fight by Deft as well into Nat. Yeah. Nat gets completely owned, but we're going to see... Yeah, Uber straight
slightly better for Madmen, way better for Madmen. Obla flashing so many players, this is a bit awkward. But it does fade for both teams now, as they're just trying to keep players alive on the side of Nature Walk. They need to get out of here, they can't get anything done from the state. Obla needs to just be out. And he's likely to get caught in, it took too long.
Yeah, Obla's just
okay, no, he gets meets up with Roma, so he might be okay. Scouts are rushing him.
Yeah, Obla maybe overstaying his welcome slightly. They're lucky to not get caught by the sticks of Hertz. Had they been there a few seconds earlier, he probably would have been caught in that big door. But yeah, Uber Exchange didn't go well for Nature Walk. The moment that Deft got knocked onto the low ground on 3 HP, he couldn't be tabbed, he couldn't be reached, and so he just died to a scout. Pause and Nat gonna do the Roma thing where they just mush faces at each other and both take loads of damage. Nat's actually gonna jump in and get denied quite hard. Yeah, so...
Doesn't get halfway to his jump.
Yeah, that says to me though that Madmen don't know that they have that slight Uber advantage. It was very slight, but they could have gone off it because Obla wasn't healing for a little while.
Sniper. They sack Nat. Oh, down. Pause on Spy, maybe checking Uber advantage or classes.
Yeah, Quid's gonna get taken down in the top of river. Probably a counter sack there.
Pause just
very late counter sack.
Pause did check Spy as well. And Nat is on Spy, so I'm gonna assume Nature Walk know that there's a Spy here, but it might have been a bit early on the call because it doesn't look like they do. Oh no, they do. Okay, as that just goes instantly down to Dubious.
Yeah, because they do take the Uber in through Shutter here to Madman, and it's a much later pop by Oblo, who would have got mulched had he not popped it there. It's a little wall shot. Dubious might get caught out in River here, but that said, no, here comes Nature Walk to help him out. They've caught out the over-aggressive players of Madman in River here, and this is just going to be welcome to Pound Town, Madman. They're going to get completely crushed in this river area, and it's just Nat who did die on Spy and is up on Soldier now. He's in Big Door, but I don't see Oblo dying to him from that position, as Quid's going to meet Nat. Nat does get the better of that in Big Door, but that's still a huge Uber advantage for Obla as Locke is not even on the field yet.
Yeah, that's true. It was really awkward for Madman. They're backing out of River. After that Uber, they just absolutely got mulched by Deft and Scouts.
You need to be careful here. Nat's hiding in elbow. I don't think Dubious has seen him. Nat's biding his time very patiently. That's some good play there by him. You see where he is?
I do. This could go... It doesn't seem that Nature Walker that quick to push, so it might not... Yeah, he's just backed out and gone to a default, but... Add 4 Nature Walk here. I think they just want to get this and use it through. Just be waiting here for a moment, as they are getting ready to push it. Looks like as they're healing up players. They've got the Uber. They're starting to both to choke. They Uber demo and scout. They don't. Yeah, Uber's so early. And
yeah, it's a very early Uber.
Out of choke. Scout gets caught in, but
gets caught again. But again, like that's not what you want with an Uber trade. Now, especially considering Nat has now gone. Barna's gone behind. And Nat's found a frag on the down. This is very messy, but it looks like they're going to be setting themselves up for a repush R. Madman, but Barna goes down behind. Yeah,
full Uber advantage here for Madmen, but the other 2 players down. It'll be interesting to see how Nature Walk play this. If they play this passively, it's pretty awkward. They probably should try and get the super force out as quickly as possible and just back this out, but it seems like they're just holding this, trying to kite the Uber when it comes through.
In a similar way to
I think Locke's gonna pop this.
Yeah, no, Locke not making all this mistake from that last push and not popping when it didn't really need to. Yeah, Deft goes down actually. That's really, really poor by not even getting the force. Dubious gets hurt, but that's a demo for a demo. But there's still an Uber on the side of block, and he's gonna pop it through choke. Yeah, Obla's actually got his. Yeah,
this is turnaround completely for Nature Walk. Just trying to get players out on Madman's side, but this is absolutely Nature Walk's fight as they are breaking through on every entrance. 4 through choke and 1 through big door. But Madmen are fighting off these people. It's insane. This sort of takes hide out, but Nat is just destroying players left and right as Locke backs out on 30 health into choke, and somehow this fight is
Hertz re-enters actually and finds a kill as well. That was so messy, but Hertz with the I'm going to say it's the well-timed healed aggression, not baiting the rest of his team, but I'm sure he was a spawner anyway. But yeah, really good work, I suppose. Heads up play, taking that fight. Madmen using their DM to really sort of generate an advantage where they didn't need to. Ohai taking a 1v1 with Quid and Lobby and winning it right in front of his demo man, so that's quite unlucky if you're Quid, but who cares? It's Quid.
That 100% should have gone the way of Nature Walk, as Vonda jumps in, doesn't get anything done. There's a play down, Quid comes up on the sniper again. We'll see if we can get anything done this life. He's been getting picks here and there, but I would say it hasn't been paying off just as much as it could be.
Yeah. He's peeking through River at the moment. I'm going to park myself on the Quid cam, so you can be the aware caster. I'm going to be the first person caster. Okay. Find him eventually. Uber's going to be even now as Locke has just come up on his. Finally found Quid's POV. Nat's going to be peeking it, and he does dome Nat, who goes up through the river area, misses his shot on Ohai, so that's a nice pick, but I'm sure that...
Headshot's
actually
domes as well, yeah.
Bonner as well, yeah. I'm sure that Madwen will be just taking that as a sack play. Would you reckon we'll see Nat come up on the
might come up spy again, it could happen. I don't see he's sniped that very much, and he is going to stay on Soldier, it looks like.
Well, Def's going to get caught in the shutter door here, though, just having a little bit of a peek on the second, but that's really nice positioning in the big door by Madman. And Down's going to die as well. Obla has to pop to save his Dubious, save his
I would have just dropped Dubious in that situation. It's not worth it. This terrible Uber is probably going to lose in this last. They just come walking through.
Yeah,
Lock drops the Quid sniper. It finally comes in handy. And
yeah, even in a fight that probably shouldn't have. Nat, pause this the wall shot. What a horrible human being. It's Benjamin versus Deft on last. You've got to pay the... Yeah, sorry to...
Oh my goodness. That was... I didn't have faith in the Quid sniper, but he came out and he absolutely won that last for Nature Walk.
Yeah, he's got the goods when he needs it. Who knew? Really clutch plays there. That should have been Madmen's in the bag every day of the week, but Lock dropping Uber. It came close in the end. Def's probably going to get caught here actually by Ohai on second.
Ohai just walks through, and the damage is really high on Madmen, but...
Really good bomb by Nat as well, coming in through Choke. He's going to find Quid, he's going to find Doppler, and he's going to find Pause. That was a huge bomb by Nat. He just came in through Choke while the rest of Nature Walk were looking at Big Door, just cleaned up frags, extended into that lobby while the rest of Nature Walk were busy fighting Big Door.
Will they be able to stop this? It doesn't look very good.
No, they're getting spawn camped by Hertz, and that is going to be all she wrote for that round.
It's going to be 2-0.
Really,
10 minutes left. This is easily being... This is easily able to be brought back by Nature Walk, but they do need to be resourceful, as it does seem that Nature Walk have been on the defensive almost all the game.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, definitely. So we're going to be seeing both demos go into their respective chokes this side. Similar to last mid, Pause rolls out very quickly onto his own side. That's interesting. Sort of denies the aggression from Nat, but
does take a lot of damage and has to back up a little bit. Nat lower, just harassing people is... They are pretty passive in this trade. They might just get moshed by Deft if they stay in here, but they are just baiting players into this. As Hertz goes down being over-aggressed, and Varna goes down too. This is looking quite good for Nature Walk.
Yeah, Hertz was isolated from his heals for most of that mid-fight, so he was trying to put out his best to put out damage, but he really couldn't do it effectively when he was on 40 health for almost the entirety of the mid-fight. Probably should have gone down to Pause, but Pause beat some rockets. It's alright. You can't be a yauch roamer. Sometimes you have to be Pause roamer. But
not everyone can be shifter.
Whatever, mate. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing an even Uber's stalemate here at Choke with Madmen's still up on this 2-0 lead. They are not going to be going anywhere, so we're probably going to need to see something come out of Nature Walk here. What do you do to break this stalemate, Gramps? What do you reckon?
It's definitely going to favour Madmen as they do have this 2-round lead. Nature Walk probably do have to make this move. The first thing, I was interested they didn't push into Choke immediately, but it did look like Varna just wanted to trade that Uber out for second, even if they did, so... Hertz is extremely aggressive. I'm surprised Dubious didn't try and take that fight, but... It's just, yet again, another reset as they get healed up, and we'll see what comes to make of this. We might see a drop-down players. We did see that from Madman a couple times in the Xenophobia match, I believe.
That's an interesting call. That's a good one. Hertz is going to peek in. Benjamin's going to trade to Dubious at Big Door, but they're actually going to pick up Nat as well. They've busted the flank. Yeah, it's just down to Nobler here. That's insanely aggressive. My goodness, is they're actually going to take a solo Uber onto down, onto super down.
It's looking that he's getting body blocked and sticky spammed, but he does get out. Low health for Nature Walk though.
Yeah, this is actually favouring Nature Walk though. They've managed to make entrance into Big Door. I wouldn't normally say that a scout solo Uber on the Gullywash second is the thing to do, but it seemed to work. Well played down. As actually now the spawners are up. It's even both scouts down for both teams, but Nat is going to find two again. Nat just pushing into that Big Door Really good plays by him, and it's just deft end. I believe that is down, yep, up on the midpoint. Dubious is hiding in the blue elbow as he's going to come out now. He might just run into Ohai, though. That's just an awful jump by Dubious, but he's going to get Lock anyway because there's a little bit of a...
Lock doesn't have his sound on, and Dubious punishes him for it.
Does he actually not? Or
I don't know. It seems like it though.
Yeah, you gotta wonder. Yeah, that was quite a funny bun by Dubious. Probably shouldn't have worked, but they have got the heal advantage, and looks like now the hustle is coming out of
through, yeah.
Yeah, hustle's coming out of Nature Walkers. Obla, ooh, very close to that trap on the pillar, but he's not going to die to it. Hurts might get caught a choke. He's on a slither of HP on less than 10, I believe, but he's actually going to find 2 with that trap on mid.
This is so I feel like this is on Nature Walk. Every time they seem to be pushing these advantages, they always somehow mess it up, and just another repeat is they're going to have to back up the choke with this player disadvantage.
Oh, it does go extend into choke and go down, but yeah, even players here...
Spawn. I reckon they might play this actually. They do have this uber advantage and they've got their players up on second, so we'll see what they make of it. 95%, they're breaking this through. It does look like they want to use the super. They pop so early again though. All the things have PTSD of these Hertz traps, and it's really making their pushes like super awkward.
Yeah, as Lock's going to be on 75%. Varna and Nat go down for it, but I reckon with that Uber, they're just going to be parking the bus on second. Madman, but Def's already got his entrance here. Hertz is probably caught. Like, Hertz is definitely caught there in Big Door. He got down very low and just wasn't able to link up with his team, so they're probably going to roll off that demo pick. Try and get the Uber out of Lock's hands at very least. Nature Walkers down as aggressing through main, but with Deft in company. But yeah. Be interesting to see what they do here. It looks like Varna's actually going to lead out a very, very aggressive Uber into lobby. He's going to find Quid, but I don't know if they're going to find much else. The positioning from Madmen, sorry, from these team names. Nature Walk is very good, as Varna's going to get caught out on second, but down actually goes down to an arrow from Lock.
So disadvantage for Nature Walk. They do seem to be walking back a bit.
Yeah, Dubious is going to walk in through Big Door, trying to do his best Nat impersonation, but it's not quite going to work, and so players are definitely...
They're looking to fight this on Nature Walk, but it's going to be really awkward. Paul's getting super aggressive, does a lot of damage to the scouts, and he's just not got his team with him. I guess there was a miscommunication as Madmen are walking this choke. Lock on 8 health as Quid flanks.
Yeah, exactly right. Ohai's in. Ohai might force Obla here. Obla just came up on his Uber, was sort of messing around in the Big Door area with his demo man. I would have liked to see that. I think Paul had the right idea, but I think they needed to take it in with his entire team in choke with the Uber. Lock is down though, so we're going to see this Nature Walk push. It'll be 5v5.
Up here. I'm going to be interested to see if it can happen. It looks like it's going to happen again. It almost happened. Oh my goodness.
Obla does pop though.
It was so scary. These traps are just destroying Nature Walk.
That's exactly right. It's my auto cam's going to mess around for me, but this is going to be a free second take with a couple of picks for Nature Walk, but they really need to roll this down onto last while Lock is off Ubers with these 2 picks. They've got... they look like they're going to try to, but this alias, Ohai and Nat are going to be back up on the field now. And they have got an engineer and a heavy, so they're going with the pro lander strat. Quid is actually maybe looking to break under, not quite sure, but they need to make something happen here with 4 minutes left on the clock. Nature Walk really need to get this round and get it quick, so I think they've probably missed their window of opportunity as it's only 10% advantage on Opla.
I would have probably pushed this dry, honestly. They don't have that much time. If this push goes sour, I imagine they're going to transfer this, but if it goes sour, it's looking very bleak for this map going into Nature Walk, and this is undoubtedly the better map.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. Dev's actually going to pick up an aggressive Nat.
This is actually really good. They've got this Uber, they're probably just going to get this through. As they've got 2 under, this is actually really looking good for Nature Walkers.
Yeah, and Lock's actually not up on 0. 99%. No, Lock goes down to 99%.
Oh my goodness.
Awesome focus by Dubious, but
that was
really well played with the Uber.
Perfect play from Nature Walk.
Yeah, exactly right. Dubious knew exactly who to shoot
there.
Did
Lock get dropped and I missed that? Or
no, 99% he died. Lock died with, so that was really, really clutch by Dubious to focus him with that Uber. He knew what he needed to do. So with 3 minutes left on the clock, this is definitely able to be taken to a gold cap for Nature Walk, and they're probably going to be feeling themselves after an excellent last push like that. As we're on a mid number 4, both teams playing their own side. Nat playing underneath, down is an early pick, and double soldier aggression coming up onto the side of Nature Walk by the soldiers. Nat's up drop down, is going to find Quid.
This is looking
probably going to find Obla as well as the scouts aggress forward.
Obla's just trying to get out here.
Obla, the last bastion of hope for Nature Walk, is scurrying away and is not going to be able to get the Ubersaur, the clutch Ubersaur, unfortunately. So that'll probably be all she wrote for this map. But
these mids are do or die for Nature Walk.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it seems that it's either they win it or they wipe, and it's not a great mentality to be playing on.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're just, I don't know, they seem to be very focused on doing one thing on mid. They have an objective for that mid, as we're probably going to see Locke and Hertz pushing this in through Shutter any moment now. But yeah, they really seem to want to, like, they have their objective, they have their goal on mid, but I think Madman are just able to improvise a little bit better and make frags happen. As we're going to see Locke take this Uber in through Shutter. The Depth is going to go down, Quid's going to go down, Pause is going to go down, so this is just looking like a straight cleanup, yep.
For, maybe another round for Mitchell coming out, but I just have to say that this is going to be mapped for Madman.
Yeah, well, if anything, Madmen had the round that Nature Walk needed to have just then, so...
Yeah, that's a good point, honestly.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that'll probably take us
honestly,
to the
any
end
round
of
win they can get is very helpful towards the end of the season standings.
That's actually, a very good point here. I would not like to see Nature Will give this up, because they need all the rounds they can get, and they aggress onto Hertz early, going up the...
aggressive. This is what they needed to do last mid.
Absolutely agree. Like, even, Scrappy Trade's really poor health on the side of Nature Walk. It's just Varna and Locke, but they combined Varna combined has about as much health as everyone on Nature Walk, not including Obla, but Varna's gonna take a duel against Quid and just win that with 13 HP in the big door. But, Nature Walk still, they really need this round for their finals lifeline, as you said, and they're pushing it in through Choki. They're locking down second. Big Uber advantage on Obla because, Locke did live, but he was not healing for quite some time, so he's going to get up on a Zuba now, but for God's sake, Ohai is going to get dubious, and that'll probably be a second contesting, yes.
We'll have to see Deft punish, but it's not going to happen as they're backing out.
Yeah, because it looks like Obla dropped 3 of his players there.
I mean, it was a bad Uber, but you don't really have that option to back out when you have a minute left. That was probably a bit foolish, if I'm being honest, as this is probably going to be a map as Obla's just running around cross-playing people.
Yeah, 30 seconds left to go, Deft goes down, and we will be 3-1 on Gullywash to Nature Walk. That's actually a really good showing by Nature Walk. I was really impressed with some of how they are, with some of their play there, but I think in other times, Madman just got the better of them with, like, messy aggression and team, like, DM fighting, just winning really clever team fights.
Quid gets locked. Where was this last round? Come on, guys.
Yeah, they needed the clutch gimmicks. I think that's safe to say what they missed out on. And Bulldozer would have brought that to the table, but that's unfortunate. Yeah, map 1 goes to Madmen, sorry. Off to Badlands next. Good signs of life, definitely from Nature Walk. What did you like from both teams there? What did you see, Gramps?
I think that's the round that Nature Walk did secure. That last push was absolutely almost textbook. It was so perfect. They got the flank under the point and immediately diverted the attention from the combo. Dubious got in, picked them at just before he got Uber. They Ubered in, they just destroyed it and wiped them. It was a really nice push, and if we saw more of that from Nature Walk, I would have said that this would have easily gone their way, but it's a shame that I feel like the majority of their other fights were really scrappy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, let's do logs. Let's bring up the logs, Wiethoofd. Good call. That last push you said, like, especially from Dubious, was unreal. Being able to catch out Lock on 99%, I think it was, in the very end, which is very, very clutch by him. I reckon it's going to come down to, especially on Badlands, a map that, like, everyone knows how to play. I reckon it's going to really come down to proper team play from Nature Walk to bring themselves back into this. They just... Like, the sum of their parts is awesome, but, like, in the team fights, it's just not quite enough to... Like, I'd say class by class... Sorry, I've totally screwed the pitch on this analogy, but class by class, I'd say Nature Walk definitely have the goods, but the sum of their parts just isn't quite equal to that of Madmen, and you see that in team fights, where Madmen are just able to create some really, really... like, good advantages out of nothing and just wipe Madmen on some team fights, especially that one with Nature Walk contesting second and Nat just going absolutely unreal, getting 4 kills, I believe it was, in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we do have logs up on the stream. Do you have logs yet, Gramps?
Yep, I'm good on logs.
Alright, what do you see in the logs? Talk me through it.
I see Ohai doing so much. Ohai and Varna. Varna are just destroying with damage, and Ohai just absolutely destroying on kills. It's actually a pretty clean. It's actually pretty clean from the whole side of Madman. As outside, maybe. No, I don't know. I was about to say Hertz maybe not on the best damage sides, but he gets more than enough to classify, especially because his deaths weren't that low or that high. But yeah, definitely Varna's damage shows a lot, getting 400 DPM and 12,000 damage. in 30 minutes is a very strong pocket performance.
Indeed.
Ohai, yeah, a lot of this is Nat doing a lot of work on Roma, almost always doing the right thing. Benjay doing great on the flank scout. You can see his DPM isn't that high, but he's getting loads of kills, which shows me that he's doing a lot as the flank scout, obviously picking up stuff, rather, when he needs to. Just a really good performance from Madman, as the soldier game on Nature Walk isn't looking too amazing, which I didn't actually pick up in the game because it didn't seem that they were underperforming, but the logs aren't being too favourable to them. Ruby does get enough damage out, but not a great KD for a pocket, as Def does a nice amount of damage, out-damages Hurts. But yeah, I honestly think the Scout, the Roamer, and the Pocket for Madmen were just doing amazingly.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just sort of have a look at the heal stats here as well. Bring up the medic stats on screen. Curious to see who healed who. And Varna actually got less heals than Dubious and did 12k damage. That's unreal. That's a really good performance there by Varna. Yeah,
Varna just did so much that game. Ohio taking a decent amount of heals. Scout getting a lot of work done. The heal spread definitely more so on the combo side rather than Scout side on Obla's side.
I actually had more Ubers as well, which is interesting. But yeah.
When did Lock drop? Was that to Quid as sniper at the end?
Yeah, it was at the beginning, I believe. Remember the last push that...
true. Yeah, that's right. When he was pushing last. Yeah,
the Nature Walk should have been... Yeah.
That was actually something. That was a very, very awesome shot from Quid.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else that you really want to see here? We'll sort by air shots. Deft with 2, Pause with 1, Hurts with 1. Oh, yep, but air shots. Alright, we're going live. Yep, first mid on Badlands. Badlands is the second map. I'd say that we're probably going to favour Madmen on this map more so than we did on Gullywash, and they did win Gullywash, so let's cross our fingers for...
And he just go window.
Yeah, Hurts actually eating a fat sticky there from
That's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, Deft is actually down so low and goes down to Hurts. Hurts taking really good position with the demo trade. Who was that? Pauses up underneath, but is not going to be able to get Lock, I imagine, here. He's going to get floated by Benjamin. Really, really nice mid. Dubious and Obler have tucked tail and run away. They're sort of taking a little bit of a fight with Ohai, but Ohai is backed off. Nat actually gets Dubious coming in from the Dubious. I'm not American, I'm Australian, but yeah, coming in from the valley side there, and that's a pretty late death. Locke is actually managed to sort of... Oh, hello. Sorry to cut me off. My God, Nat's actually in on last. He's gonna get... he's going to get down, I believe that is, with the alias, and this is just such a messy fight, but Madmen have just taken the aggression so deep here, like, onto last, and that's so really impressive. I can't talk this round, my God, Rams, please take me a bit, but that was...
There was a lot of things happening in that last.
Yeah.
Just pretty much chaotic. That got in straight away, absolutely destroyed the combo, separated Obla got cleaned up, and they walked into last. Deft tried to stand on the light and defend that, but it never ended up happening. See what? Deft actually seemed to have the upper hand in most of that mid, but then Hurts hit 2 really nice stickies when Deft tried to move up to the Hoodoo, as we see a kind of a repeat of what they did last mid. But Deft is on the lower ground as he's just spamming from lower. Aggression coming out from Pause from onto Varna, as this is going Nature's way right now, as they do seem to be backing out on Madman's side.
A very interesting mid there from Madman. They sort of... Oh, sorry, from Nature Walk, rather. They looks like they were playing under for the most of it. They're just sort of chilling in on their own valley, on their own slope. Not quite taking the height, really, but taking the damage to Madman, and it ended up working out well for them, especially with Pause wrapping around behind and then managing to find a couple of frags. Lock's actually caught into Reese up here. Deft should not be focusing that frag on Nat. He should be focusing the kill onto Lock, but let's get here. I'm going to put my admin eyes onto Lock and see if he back spawns with his Uber advantage, because if he does, I'm going to give them the round, because that is against the rules, ladies and gentlemen. But Lock is just 100% caught in Fort Spawn here. He's probably going to have to change class if he wants to do anything.
Yeah,
indeed he does. Gives up 91% Uber. That's got to taste bad, but Obla's actually not going to be on a huge Uber advantage. 20% on the Badlands last is doable, but not a huge advantage for Obla, as I've beaten myself over the head with the dictionary and a thesaurus, so hopefully I'll remember to speak again. Oh, hi! The Highlander main actually picking aggressive with his heavy in the lobby here, but I doubt anything will come of this. And Benjamin's on the engineer. Thinking that they probably have a bigger Uber disadvantage off the back of that Lock play that they actually do. Quid's very hurt.
So this might be coming out quicker.
That's true. But, yeah, it's just...
about 40% ad. If they push this straight away, they will have a significant advantage, as they do seem to be just wanting to walk through.
That's a
as
bit
they
of a
do. They take
misplay
Demo
by
Scout.
Madman, really. But sorry, yeah, take us to this, yeah.
This heavy, they didn't focus the heavy, and he might just mulch them post, which is almost exactly what's going to happen, as Ojai just destroys them. Dubious lower, and both soldiers just lit, as Dubious on 13 health backing out.
Yeah, Dubious is going to get caught on the bats by Varna. The heavy of Ojai doing so much work there.
They had to focus the sentry in the entire Uber though, and Ojai just mulched them because he was fully buffed heavy in their face.
Yeah, showing why he's in the top Highlander team in Australia, and it's because he's retarded.
The best heavy in the world.
The best heavy in the world. No, mate, Josh Chapter will fight him at land, dude. Don't be saying that. It's like Beetlejuice, you say best heavy in the world 3 times into the mirror and Josh Chap appears and fights you. That's how it works. As Hertz is actually going to eat a lot of spam at choke here.
He got headshot by Quid and I believe got caught up by spam.
Yeah, so that's not so good. That's probably going to stunt the push. If I'm a Madman, I'd go here, but then again, I'm not as good as Madmen, so maybe that's why they're not going.
They're breaking through now, they've Ubered this. They're just getting straight into the sniper, which is probably a good caller, but Varna does get cleaned up as the Uber can't catch him in time. Def just backing up, putting stickies up everywhere, trying to catch out the scout maybe, but he might get caught out himself as... No, he's fine, the scout stops forwarding as they're repushing this. I do this Uber on Nature Walk. But Madmen are not pressing S, as this is a bit awkward on the side of Nature Walk, as Paul's gets dropped by Obla, and it's just him and Deft, as we're gonna have to back this out.
I'm pretty sure Deft's had wet dreams like this, where he can add 4 against an entire team with heals, but he's not actually going to fight it. He's just going to sort of contest from choke and pepper with some stickies.
Obla sadly chaining Deft back, as they do have to back this out.
That's exactly right.
Just slight, about 20% advantage for Madmen, and they're just going to be relaxing in this choke.
Yes, they are.
They're building there, so...
Yeah, it'll probably be a stalemate here. Pause over in the resup. Just not looking like a whole lot's going to happen. Still 1-0 to Madmen here, so definitely Madmen's push as well. Obla with them passive positioning here, they're not really contesting choke, and I reckon they should be building this a little bit better because I think Obla's Uber advantage is being exacerbated a little bit.
And they Uber this, but this is good. They could kite this, but Obla gets completely separated.
Obla.
And Nat just gets straight onto him. That's... Oh my god, Nat picks him up with the Lost Rocket as... Ojai just forks in. This is really bad for Nature Walk. But they might make this work. Locke does seem to be getting out pretty well, and with this healer they might just destroy the players. They're not pushing together, they're just kind of running in one by one. It's Locke and Ojai.
Fight here. Yeah, Deft and Quid are fighting Ojai choke there, but neither of them actually managed to pick up Ojai. Ojai was on 26 HP that entire time. That's a little bit... That's well played by Ojai, I should say.
Absolutely butchered. They kind of threw in players one by one and just lost this fight.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really. Like, the passive positioning when Madman Ubered through choke made the passive positioning look like a masterstroke, but I think Obla should have been up on Uber had they been holding choke and like spamming and building a little bit more aggressively. So in the end, it works out in favour of Madmen as they're up on a pretty hefty 30% Uber advantage here. They're going to be taking top lobby as, Engineer and Quid Sniper, no surprises there. Down on the sentry. Was actually going to get Nat, so that's a Roma trade. They're going to Uber in Hertz through lower, and he deals with that sentry immediately, but Obla and Dubious not really being contested here. Deft up in the pipe again is going to get Ojai as he tries to bait the point, but really well carded Uber there by Nature Walk, and they're they're going to be pushing out on the bats here. Obla up on a full Uber advantage. Hertz finds Quid with a trap. And the combo of Madmen are out onto Greybridge here. Dubious looking like he wants to get into the guts of it, but he's not going to. Nat pressuring in trash, but he's going to get taken down by Deft. And this second push is still happening here for Madmen. This is a tricky push to make as we know. Hertz is probably going to get caught here by Dubious, and he does get caught by the shotgun. Big double
Uber
bomb
comes out now, and this is really, really good for Nature Walk. Varna is jumping behind to deal with the scout on Spire, but he gets cleaned up by Down, and this should just be walking through for Nature Walkers. They did lose the medic in the fight on the side of Madmen. Forward players, probably trying to get picks or damage in.
Ojai's in though. Ojai's in, like he's hidden in house, but he's not going to be able to find anything.
They're just taking so much damage trying to push through, and it's really just butchering these pushes. As Obla's 30 health, he's so scared of these rollers, and he might get cleaned up.
Oh, he's on 9. Come on, Obla.
He was at 3 health before he regened.
And Dubious is actually going to get caught out by Benjamin trying to create space for Obla to walk into mid here, but it still looks like that Nature Walk have just managed to squeak their way into mid here. Hertz still wants a little bit to do with it here, as they do have some forward spawns on the side of Madmen, but Hertz is probably really aggressive. He just manages to surf out the damage towards the end. Benjamin comes in and finds 2 on the flank though. That's huge, and they're going to be seeing Madmen taking mid here 100%. really big plays by Benjamin there, and Paws is going to crater on second, so Obla does still have a pretty hefty Uber advantage, but he's only got 2 plays to use it with, and I can imagine that Nature Walk are going to be defending from bats, which indeed they are, and Nat's going to be getting up on Spire, but wow, really big plays by Benjamin and really big plays by Madman to win a losing situation, really.
That's very true. Actually, I noticed that in chat, Nat's made a couple of fans. Nat was actually Roma for Ego back when Jasmine T actually had a rival. If you can believe that. So
once upon a time. Yeah, Quid up on the sniper. Quid's going to don't Varna, and Benjamin's going to get caught by Dubious as well, so that's extremely coordinated aggression. Dubious is going to push in through the stairs with Medic, and so Phone's eye high. Yep, taking it to bats is Dubious, and I reckon this is another push out. They've been really good with these push outs, and finding frags in lobby have a Nature Walk. They're going to be trading out Ubers here on second. Nat's going to go down to a nice rocket by Dubious, playing the pocket really. Varna's in-house here. He's probably going to be coming in post-Uber a little bit, but he has been seen. He's trying to spam. They need to get cap time, and indeed they have. Really nice push out. They're really, I don't know, Madmen might need to make some adjustments here while they're holding Badlands lobby, because they are going players down quite a bit. Varna goes down in-house down as well. Mid push, probably incoming any moment from
would expect that. They do have this advantage, and Varna is going to spawn. As they are breaking in straight away, Paws just breaks through. As players are on low ground for Madmen, they might just get mulched in this position. They lose 2 on the side of Madmen. Dan does get killed by Hertz. And they're just holding house here, so they're not giving this up without a fight. It's this weird thing that it's so strong that Madmen are just not letting these people push through it. With even at disadvantages, even if they're 3 up, they're making it so hard for Nature Walk to get these pushes.
Yeah, holding those jokes really close, like you said, and still Hertz has managed to jump away with get lockout, even though they were holding so aggressively. So that's a really good hold there by Madmen, and really good force out. Hertz is actually being caught in tray, and Paws goes down. Does Paws goes down? No, Paws. Sorry, I'm getting my player names confused. This is going to turning into a really messy fight here. Nat's actually onto Oblo. Nat's going to get taken down, but really nice rocket. He shouldn't have got that.
Is Nat going to get taken down?
Nat's not going to die. That's unreal by Nat. Holy schmoly.
That showing is just absolutely, showing his claws. It's insane. Doing so much work for... As Quid's on Sniper again, so... watch.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Let's see if we can dome Locke when he comes in through choke here, as Locke is up on that full Uber advantage. That was a much messier fight than I anticipated it to be. Nah. So Quid's doing nothing?
I think this is an awkward position for Sniper. I'll honestly say that Quid's at a disadvantage being on Sniper here. They're probably just going to get super aggressive on this.
Yeah, Obla doesn't want anything to do with it. He's backing up to trash with this team. He knows that they are at a huge Uber disadvantage, and Varna's walking his medic through house, it looks like. Actually pushing Reese up now. Paws is well positioned and well tucked away in Reese up, so he's not going to get caught by that aggressive combo in Reese up. And they're actually going to Uber is Locke. I think he got spooked by a rocket of Paws peeking out through Reese up. That's an interesting one. They do get frags onto both the scouts, but actually being up on the sniper. But Obla gets caught out here. They get caught in trash. They got such an early force there. I feel like they should have been able to back out through lobby.
I think they hedged their bets and decided that because they did have the, I think they had a player advantage, and the fact that the Uber faded, they wanted to fight this post, but they absolutely just got mulched when players just collapsed on them, and they paid the price. As Ohio and Quid take it out, pause dies, down dies.
Yeah,
it does seem to be a reset. Slight advantage.
Very small amount of health. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but these lobby exchanges have been super duper messy between both of these teams. Aggressive posturing from Nature Walk in lobby, and pushing from Madmen, and it hasn't really worked out for Madmen a great deal. Locks up on a 30% Uber advantage, but let's see if Nature Walk are able to find any of these frags in lobby, as they have been able to so far. Quid's up on the sniper, but they don't have any other defensive off classes to fight against this 30% Uber advantage. All eyes on Quid then, because he's going to be the one to make something happen, as Locke should be up on his Uber now.
It was the thing, before they pushed, when that was pressing right, it just, the presence, the commentator says, he just walks in and literally just backs people off. He's just doing a lot of work on this, pushing people away, even, not taking fights, he's just not allowing them to take any room, as Quid does kill Varna. So that is going to be halting this push. As we'll see if they do a counter sack or they try and Uber this in, as it does look like they're trying to push lower into them.
Yeah, Dubious and Obla are actually walking a long way behind. They're in bottom lobby right now, and I don't think, they're going to be taking a trade here.
Opportunity here for Nature Walk, but they kind of butcher it as really low health on the scouts on Madman, but
Oh,
this
Dubious
is
had it
a
all.
better
Like,
Uber for Obla, but it does seem to be a reset as they don't get much done with the other side. As Quinn does go down, but the respawn might come out in a second.
Nat's gonna get in, but gets
killed.
immediately denied by now, and you're absolutely
Hertz
right.
might die
Deft
here
is
once he gets
trading
that.
with Hertz here, but Deft, gets the better of that exchange as well. So that's again 2 picks found in this lobby from Madmen. I'm sure that Nat was an intentional sack off the 1 pick that they had, but Hertz getting caught out is a bit of a disaster, as we're going to be seeing once again Nature Walk pushing out on the Spire. We've seen a lot of this so far. Deft's actually getting up onto the Spire to get some cap time as well with that Pain Train, I believe. Nat is in Valley and he's going to get taken down by Paws, so that's some good awareness there. Varna's peeking, doesn't quite manage to get Dubious. He was on very low health before he got crossbowed, but for all purposes, it's pretty much even Ubers here on to second. Nat not up. Nap will be up shortly, so this is probably going to be a reset here. But time is slowly ticking away, half the map gone, so not quite time for desperate plays yet. But it looks like Varna is going to be taking this Uber trade in through choke, as he actually gets taken down, dropped by his medic, so that's a really bit of a disaster there. He had an interesting idea to take the 2 down for Madman. He had an interesting idea there to take the aggressive Uber, and it looks like Quid's actually going to get taken down by Ohai showing his DM flex there. Nat's going to take down Dubious in the Valley as well. That's a bit of a disaster, but on the side of the cleanup from the flank of Nature Walk just actually gets a lot of frags, including Lock and Hertz, so those are the 2 high value picks. It's going to be a pretty hefty Uber advantage. I imagine 60 or so percent on Obla by the time that Lock has spawned up. But they're going to be free Spire here as... Nat's actually jumping the choke.
Oh my goodness.
Obla on a slither of HP.
Very lucky there. Very lucky by Obla. Almost gets completely caught out, and that would have been really bad for Nature Walk. As
Ohai actually commits for it as well.
They're going for these sacks, and I'm sure Nature Walk are obviously ready for it, as players trying to stop the Spire. Does seem a bit half-assed as... Oh no, they're pushing up their combo into bats, but it does look like it's going to go Nature Walk's way as... It's getting pretty aggressive and taking a lot of damage.
Hertz taken down pretty low there, but he gets his crossbow and he backs on up. He was in control that entire time. Uber advantage pretty hefty in favour of Obla. 50% going down now. Yeah, NG and Pyro coming up from Madman. Let's see where they want to take this Uber from Nature Walk. It looks like
they should probably assess the situation before they push in, because these off classes are going to butcher it, but they are starting to walk this through. No, they're just taking spam.
Yeah, they're going to take down
they
the
might just walk that in, but Lock at 80%, they're pretty much going to give this Uber, and it's a bit awkward. It's a shame if they had pushed a bit sooner. They really had a strong chance at just walking this in, but...
Yeah, I just took a little bit too much time with the off classes, sort of being a little bit too methodical with it almost. You just need to jam in there and use the fact that your players are invulnerable and theirs aren't to work it out in that situation. Hertz is peeking very aggressive into lobby, not really going to get punished for it. Actually gets a pipe on the lobby, I believe, and down goes down to Nat. What did Nat do there?
That pushed the flank, got spammed out, and then while getting spammed out, directed down. Nat is a god, but he backed out and...
he's going to do the same thing to Paws, I think. My god, Nat's rockets are unreal.
Nat is just rolling these people on the flank, because NJ's playing Scorch up high, trying to spam them. Trying to probably set people on fire or get these stickies or whatever they're trying to do.
Nat actually finally goes down to Quid, so that Madman is finally dealt with.
I don't think they've seen the sniper yet, so we could see a surprise play.
But Varna's actually in top money. Varna's Lock's gonna get forced here. That's such a messy play. Varna and Lock just sort of walked out into lobby there looking to get something done, but there was only the 2 of them, and Quid just walked in, dropped down.
This bad Uber exchange by Obla.
Yeah, Obla actually gets forced on second, I believe, as Lock does take down Quid, who got the force, but does get taken down by the Ubersaur of Lock, which is quite funny, but it's probably just going to be a reset here. It was all in favour of, oh my god, Hertz with the double donks is just going to get so much damage in the lobby. He's going to find 2 kills, including Demo and Medic, just down, and just Quid now. That was huge by Hertz, putting a huge amount of damage into that lobby. Huge is my word of the day, apparently, but yeah, lots of damage done with the bowling ball gun there. Quid is hiding in around resup area by the looks of things, but yeah, just so much aggression and so much spam into that lobby, just completely mulched Nature Walk there.
I saw the bowling balls. I don't know if he switched off. It's interesting to see. You don't see the weapon that often. You do see it on Badlands last probably the most often, but it's the most I've seen. I've definitely easily this season at least done with that weapon as it's just absolutely mulches Nature Walk in that choke area.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're trying to force it in through choke here with the Uber advantage, but Ohai's going to go down just as Nat is spawning up, but looks like they're going to be taking in this exchange. Obla goes down though to a sticky trap, and down goes down.
Yeah, they're just ignoring him. They're not afraid of this at all. They calling his play.
Calling his bluff a little bit, just trying to draw players back. Nice rocket by Varno to take down Dubious. Out ad 5'd him. But Obla did go down to a Hertz sticky trap in that exchange. So Hertz is the only one on mid at the moment. He probably needs some help from his team, as Pause is just going to get onto him and find that frag. I imagine. No, Hertz with a really nice 180 peak. Pipe, yeah, really well played. That's a bit casual for Pause. Full Uber advantage for Madmen though, pushing up on this second. There's like a couple of sticky traps around from Deft, but I doubt Nature Walk will want anything to do with this. This has been a very, very long round. Because we're going to see Madmen get their entrance in here. Locke has not had to pop his Uber for anything at all. Varna's going to go down, but I believe down should go down. Yeah, here in Valley as well. He's been caught out. Quid is in Valley with him as well, but Quid is just sort of having a mess around in Resup. Down is going to go down. I hate saying that, it makes me feel like an idiot. But yeah, still Uber advantage for Locke.
He's cadicing right now. He does the super messy cadence jump, but he gets to the last, and he taunts
it! He nearly capped it! That's unreal! He had the taunt out.
He cadence jumped in the most awkward fashion I've ever seen into the last. Got there, taunted, and then got cleaned up.
He nearly got it. I wish I had the pain train in chat. That's exactly right, Hertz. As Obla's going to be up on his Uber here. Madmen have got the picks here, and Nat has the high ground. And he's going to take down Pause on the point, actually. This is just... yeah, they're going to get on the point. All that cap time from Hertz paying off in the end. Even though Obla had his Uber, they were just able to really get the position on last with Madmen and turned it into a round. 2-0 Madmen, 10 minutes left on the clock.
See what Hertz does on this rollout here.
Yeah, similar position to the last map, really, where it definitely is within Nature Walk's grasp to retake if they get some quick rounds on the board, but the rounds have been really long as Deft is going his own balcony and Hertz is going on to the point. Hertz getting some pretty aggressive positioning there. Pause is going to jump up Resup as some Resup as this is a shithouse rollout there from Nature Walk, but Obla's just too busy trying to crossbow Nat, and he's not even going to be able to do it. Obla didn't heal anyone that mid, and now he's caught in way too deep. I hope we managed to get an aspect of that Obla beef. He did not heal anyone at all that mid. I don't know if you saw that. He was just trying to crossbow the aggressive player in Valley, but didn't enter through shithouse with the rest of his team on that side of mid, and it was a little bit of a... I don't want to say a throw, because obviously everyone else on Nature Walk died too, but that was... Ladies and gentlemen, that's our head admin. Yeah, he does. Full Uber advantage.
Oh, they know he's here and he's in an awkward position. He goes behind trying to get a forward pick, but I don't think he realizes how forward they are. As he headshots Hertz. He kills Hertz!
No way!
And taunts! Why'd you taunt, Quid? Come on!
That's quite funny. Down is up on the engineer though. I would like to see Madmen still push this, honestly, but I don't know if they are. They're thinking about it. Yep, Varn's actually going to take an Uber in through main here. He's going to get on the point, and he's going to get onto Deft in that shoot, as they're just dueling in the shoot. That's one of the derpiest duels that I think I've ever seen, but Varna actually does get the rocket off, and they're going to play the point. The Sentry's going to go down eventually, but Varna...
Player advantage for Madmen here.
Yeah, player advantage for Madmen here. Just Quid, just Dubious now, and that's going to be a really good push. That was actually quite smart by Varna, even though they didn't have the demo for that push, so they couldn't really deal with the Sentry stayed away. He just said, yeah, screw your Sentry, I'm going to jump Deft in pipe instead, because Deft's been playing that shoot area the entire time and actually managed to get a fair bit done with that Uber by a lot of position and kill the demo.
Definitely. I had to say, but Quid taunting and getting killed there instead of back spawning could have actually made the difference for that loss.
Hertz is going to get Deft again. Deft just gets baited forward.
Facing out immediately for Madman, yeah.
Yeah, that's the second mid. Oh,
almost hits the midi pause. Yeah.
Yeah, onto Lock.
Sad pause in chat.
Sad pause in chat. There you go. But yeah, that's the second mid that Hertz has killed Deft with the sticky exchange on mid. That really isn't good enough from Deft, I'm going to say. Like, he's on his home, he's on Badlands mid, but I think he's just getting sort of baited too far forward into taking that trade with Hertz, and Hertz is just actually just achieving more with his mids and able to get more damage off just because he's got better position with his team. But Ohai's just going to forward into Deft and get that kill on last. Ohai's going to keep forwarding because he keeps going
comes out left. And taking this high ground, plays down for no choice, is not looking good. The Uber does come out, trying to delay this. Down gets dropped in this Uber as it's just Quid and Obla. As the stick's coming out, Obla can't do that much, and this is looking definitely going Madman's way. Unless Quid can get 5 players.
No, that was
Can happen.
that was in Nature Walk's favour there for quite a while there, and like their saving grace being that they popped much later, but they only had 3 players alive, including Obla, and Obla dropped one of those players, and then it was lights out as soon as they actually as soon as they got that pick off, like with the Uber. Poor Uber management there by Obla really sort of, I wouldn't say cost them the round, but it made it harder for them.
I want to see what Paul's going to do in this bit actually. I want to be seeing what he's doing, because he's playing house currently.
Hurts is super aggressive, and Hurts is going to get depped again. This can't keep happening. This isn't a thing that should keep happening.
It's 3 down for Nature Walk. They do have both teams have heals. They're still fighting this. Hurts just turns around and bitch slaps Quid.
Good night, Quid. Mike, yeah, that's a little bit of revenge as he's chasing down Dubious, or he thinks he is in resub with the knife, but Dubious is on mid. Silly Hurts, but that...
It seems that Nature Walk have just kind of broken and just relaxed a bit, and Madman is taking these rounds minute by minute now.
Yeah, exactly right. Deft is throwing these mids. He keeps dying to Hurts. It's actually unreal. Hurts dropping the "Do you ever learn" in chat. A little bit of BM, but he's kind of got a point.
It is a decent point. Hurts has been playing super aggressively and picking Deft, or at least getting him to back off pretty much every single mid. Maybe Deft does need to play a bit more passive, but...
Exactly. I don't know if he's just getting the faster rollouts. We're going to see a couple of frags. Traded out on Spire. Scout for a scout. You're going to be seeing airshot attempts go off on the pause, but he is not about that. He is not about that getting airshot. Locke's actually going to pop Uber and off the call of Hurts, I think. And Hurts is going to jump forward super aggressively, but does die that time to Deft. Deft stood still for a second. I think he was trying to type something, but he nearly died. Would be interested to see the return BM there from Deft, but it didn't end up happening. Nat's going to get 2 on Spire though, because Nat is just a god of this game, and he's going to be aggressing into he's going to be running down from the high ground here.
Locke's missing his crossbow.
No, we go.
Locke misses 5 crossbows on the Nat and then gets cleaned up.
He's caught whatever Robler had a couple of mids ago. That's kind of funny, but. Locke is going to be meeting up with his demo man on mid now, and it's just the 2 of them. One of the scouts of Nature Walk is getting a little bit aggressive, while the rest of the team just sort of forwards in through chokes. This should definitely be a mid for Nature Walk, as, yeah, Varna's having a little bit of a spam. Hurts is actually hitting quite a few pipes from house, but he's possibly going to get aggressed out here by Quid, but he's in no real danger. Varna's going to get a spam rocket onto down and get a kill onto that scout that was taken down very low. Obla's pushing Reese up with Dubious at the moment. Dubious is very hurt as well, just managing to dodge those rockets.
Pulse picks up 2, and that's down being down is going to be annoying, but they're going to be walking this through.
Yeah, but Dubious has got his full Uber here. He's walked all the way in through Reese up, and he's not even... Obla's not even going to need to pop here. Hurts is on the pudding gun, the porridge gun.
I reckon they might have to pop this. No! Obla holding this with balls of steel, and they're just gonna walk this through. As Obla is forward, Ohio is forward on scout. Screw you, Obla. Ohio is.
That's the worst thing I think I've ever seen.
It's so confusing.
Yeah, as Ohio is actually gonna get onto Obla. Obla's gonna pop. Engineer up, level 1 sentry. Let's see if we can do Mackie levels of work with level 1 sentry. Def's actually on the point. Def walks off the point. I don't think that was really the play that should have been, that would have won his team the last there. Pause is going to get skyboxed into the fence, and he's not really going to hit anything. He actually manages to trade out for Hurts.
Locke saves the round.
Locke saves the round, killing, yeah.
I-52 flashbacks of Harblue versus Australian Scout.
Oh, God. As there's a lot going off in chat, I think there's a lot of lols, and I'm pretty sure Quid is just beating his keyboard with his recorder, honestly. He is not a happy camper that he threw that.
He's putting his recorder with his keyboard.
That's, yeah. I think that's sort of what I said. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is coming into, like, the end of the map, honestly. Hurts is running the porridge gun, I believe. Varna's going to take an aggressive Uber into lobby here, as he's going to take down Dubious. Surely, eventually, Varna does take down Dubious in the end, but there's a lot of players in bottom lobby here from Nature Walk, and they're sort of fighting it from trash. Quid's actually going to get caught out by Hurts in the lobby, but it's a really massive fight here.
Super's about to come out. Obla needs to be healing. Don't go for
Obla!
What are you doing?
Goes down to the sticks.
Obla goes to midi, the jumping demo man, and gets cleaned up because instead of getting
and Hurts gets
98% charge.
Hurts is going huge this map. Like, unironically, Hurts is going absolutely huge. Unironically going huge, because I think there was a little bit of irony in last week's cast, but that's whatever. There's some question marks coming out in chat. This is just descending into madness, but Hurts really having a large game, despite, like, I'm not gonna credit him with drawing Obla's eyes to get that air shot, which meant Obla died on 98% Uber. That was entirely Obla's fault. Clem, you're a bit of an idiot, but Hertz has actually been doing really large work here. As we're going to be setting up on last Madmen, Ojai on that heavy that he's done so much work on before.
He's alone. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to spam out. He's backing up to heals, it seems. He's just getting spammed back.
Shawk says in chat, is this why Dave got best medic in Australia? As Hertz is gonna get the bowling ball kill onto a pause. This is pretty much even Ubers here. Yeah, I think Varna's actually up on the spy. The pocket spy. I want to see what Varna's going to do. Can you park your caboose on the Varna cam? Is he just checking, or is he actually going for the spy?
Oh, he might get the demo. He's lower. He gets the demo, yeah.
Yeah, he gets the demo, but that demo got the other demo. Deft actually gets a little bit of a return frag onto Hertz there, but Locke kites this a long way, but they don't have many players here to nature
do Madmen. On the wrong side again, and Varna's still up the spy, just trying to get things done.
Yeah, the player advantage here, surely for Nature Walk. Ooh, pretty
Horse
mean
is just
rocket
dancing
there.
in the sky above the point, and this is looking really bad for Nature Walk. Because it's just... Deft. Why is Deft on second?
Deft is on second.
Oh yeah, okay, he got cleaned up. That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, I thought he was backing out.
That was really unlucky there by Nature Walk, honestly. I think they had the picks, even though Locke popped much later, they had the position and the players post-Uber, but they just didn't make anything happen with it, and ended up getting cleaned up on last. Yeah, Benjamin just meat shots down in resup. That's a pretty inconsequential frag at this point, as I think we're going to be calling GG's with 30 seconds left. Hertz is jumping. Hertz trades with dubious a choke. That was quite funny.
And they're just taking flights. Quid just walking through with heals. Gets cleaned up by Varna on the sniper. On the spy with the ambassador, rather. I'm wrong. So the headshot logo on. It's like... I don't want to an ambassador headshot in sixes, I'll be honest. There's Def just walking through, trying to get damage out. And Varna just cleans them up. And Todd's with the end.
Varna channeling some Pablo there, I think it's safe to say. But yeah, the GG.
There it is. 4-0 and... was it 3-1?
3-1 on Gullywash, both maps going to Madmen, as we predicted, but I think that was a really strong showing there by Nature Walk, and they can be really happy with not getting completely rolled and getting some rounds should probably secure them a finals berth.
Yep, definitely.
We got people trying to join. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to get Varna in for an interview if you want to talk us through logs very briefly. Gramps, they'll be up on the stream, yes. I believe.
I will bring those up on my screen in a moment. Let me just grab that. I'm on it now. Okay, so, damage logs. Varna just getting so much damage, yet again at the top of the leaderboard. 380 DPM and 11,000 damage. Just getting so much done. Let's see how many heals one actually took though. While taking 29%, that's still less than Dubious, and he's doing quite a decent amount more, about 1,000 more damage. Dubious not being underwhelming at all though, getting 360 DPM and 10,000 damage. Nat on Roma is actually doing so much as well. 32 kills to 21 with 10,000 damage on Roma is just insane. Definitely
that's
one of the
strongest players. Oh my god, you're right. Ridiculous. Yeah.
Nat also with 7 med picks.
Yeah, as we do have, we'll cut the logs there. That was, my god, yeah, you're right though. The soldiers for Old Mate Madmen really showing up there. Speaking of, we've got the Pocket Soldier, the new acquisition for Madmen here. Hello, Vanessa. How are you?
Hey, yauch, what's up, man?
Not much. We also got the medic for the losing team, and probably the worst medic to have ever touched the game after that performance. How you going, Obla?
I'm doing pretty well, improving from the worst medic in ozfortress position, but I'll get there.
Yeah, you get there. You're on your way down. You're going to hit rock bottom eventually, son. Well done.
Thank you. It's been an honour.
Alright, we'll go to Varna first. Big performances by you on both maps. How are you feeling with the new Madmen roster? How do you guys reckon you'll go come finals?
I'm pretty happy with this new roster. I like playing Soldier. I've always liked explosion classes. And, we're going to be working hard to try and put a good grand final performance in, assuming we make it.
Oh, the arrogance. They know they're making grand finals. Arrogance!
It's not really arrogance. It's just like, we just hope that we make it.
That's it.
We're
That's
going to do our
fair.
best.
Yep, but, strong showing from you guys, like, despite the scores in the end, I'd say, Obla, you guys were definitely saying, you and Quid both saying that you were expecting to get rolled in the end, but you guys played well. How are you guys feeling going into finals as you'll probably make finals at this stage?
Yeah, we're preparing for grand finals like Fauna is. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we were expecting to get rolled with Madmen being the second seed. Gullywash was really, really good. I was very impressed by how that went, even though we did lose. We put up a really good fight. Badlands not so much, even though we had that really, really long and very well played by both teams second round. Otherwise, the rest of Badlands wasn't that great of a showing by us.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It was very, very messy. You guys, you had your last holds on lock, though. Like, Varna, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but you sort of kept losing players in lobby when trying to push onto the Nature Walk last. So you guys had that on pat. Obla, anything that, Hertz went huge. He didn't have the numbers that you or Nat did on Badlands, but he went really, really big there. What was happening on those mids? That's a question to both of you guys, because Deft kept dying to Wobbler. So, sorry, not to Wobbler. Deft would never die to Wobbler in any situation. Deft kept dying to Hertz. Yeah,
we did a lot of strats for Badlands, how we were going to play mids. We sorted out our roles pretty clearly, and the mids went as we hoped they would. I would just jump out train every time. If they tried to push that way, I'd just shoot everything in shithouse so they couldn't get aggression onto our side. We'd split them like that.
That's very fair. Any questions, Gramps, that you wanted to throw at them?
No, not particularly.
Alright, I'll ask you one then quickly, Obla, that I feel needs to be asked. You had 98% Uber on Sidespire, and you went for a midi with the crossbow on the Hertz and died on 98% Uber. What's the thought process there?
I wanted the midi. I mean, what else is there to say?
That's very fair.
Yeah, everyone plays for the middies, let's be honest.
That's exactly right, yep. Nat also had a large game. Was he a bit of a menace to deal with for you guys, Obla? He looks like he was putting in some serious work with some of his flank play.
People were running into him and stuff like that. Hello, everybody. But yeah, mostly it just felt like we're running into him blindly sometimes.
It was more the combo than the flanks.
Yeah. Alrighty. We'll probably wrap it up there unless you got anything you want to add, Gramps.
Not really. Probably shoutouts, though.
While we've still got everyone here and while we're still retaining everyone in stream chat, I'm going to quickly do a plug. This was the last week of the regular season, guys. Finals are coming up next week. I don't know what the games will be yet, but this will include the first cast that we've seen this season of No Safe Word, who, if you guys have been following your I-58 teams, they've got a lot of Jasmine players on there, and they are unbelievably good. I've played against them, you've played against them, Grams. We've all played against them here except for Wiethoofd. We can agree that they're bloody good at what they do.
For the majority of the season, and most of the teams, I can almost say for most of it, it's a race for second place. No Safe Word are that good.
Yeah, so if you want to see some really high quality Australian TF2, definitely be tuning in next week because we will be covering all finals matches here. So hit that follow button and check us out on YouTube as well. Now that we got that out of the way, we'll start at the top. Obla, any shout outs?
Shout out to TF5, thanks for casting. Shout out to the other team, thanks for the game.
Very fair, Quid.
Shout out to Wannable, shout out to the U equaling 0 in projectile motion, and shout out to pause.
Alright, Ivana, have you got any?
Yeah, shout out to the other team for a fun game, shout out to my team, the viewers, TF5 for casting, the admins for being awesome, and Arct and Ryan.
Yeah, very good. Gramps, you got anything while you're here? AKA Sage, my co-caster for tonight.
Shout out to my dad and the players for putting on a really good match.
Shout out to Gramps' dad also. But I've got a quick shout out. Shout out to Lachlan, aka Leslie Magnafuzz, aka Snazzy.
Oh yeah, shout out Snazzy too.
Yeah,
shout out to Yukari. How could we forget?
Shout out to Yukari as well. But no, we actually do. I'm going to plug my own stream for a moment as well. We are going to be covering the intermediate finals over there. Guys, we're going above and beyond this season. We're making a fucking HUD out of MS Paint. Be there. It's going to be great. Other than that, chuck us a follow here, guys. And thank you to Wiethoofd for production as always. He is fantastic. We will be covering finals here next week. I've said that already, but really stay tuned because we're going to have some excellent high stakes rather, Australian TF2 coming up next week. Thanks everyone for coming out.
Stomp out your neighbour's dog.
Yeah. That's our motto at TF5.
Yeah. Exactly right. Alrighty, we'll call it there. Thanks everyone for coming out, and we will see you next week. We will bloody see you next week.
Thank you.